And it's always so exciting. It's always such a beautiful experience to go visit these protected areas. But I must say, sir, that it's adventures, and our younger people don't experience those things.
You are right, and especially here in the
in this part of the country,
in the Anglophone Cameroon.
Yes.
The issue that yes, the while we may not want to make very categorical statements, saying that the presence of the civil strife it's engendering the collapse of the wildlife in these areas. No, we don't want to make such kind of statements because they can just be empty statements without any verification. But there's one thing that remains clear is that wildlife still remains where they are. We just currently recommissioned the survey of wildlife across the Libelem Highlands.
Wow.
We want to know how many gorillas are left, how many chimpanzees are left, and I think other wildlife organizations like the Wildlife Conservation Society and others are doing the same thing in other locations. And definitely they are there, but we invite everybody, not just the younger generation, to be part of the wildlife travels across the key biodiversity hotspots in Cameroon, at least for Cameroon and in Central Africa.
Wow.
Why not go to East Africa? One thing which the African governments is doing now, they are doing is easing traffic restrictions. Visas are almost becoming nil.
Why?
Because they want
more people to come to Africa?
The more people visit your country, the more money enters into the country.
So rather than us going there, they want more people to instead come to the country.
Vice versa, we have been talking to the government of Cameroon to also kill visas for Africans. Come to Cameroon, see wildlife in northern Cameroon. Come to Cameroon, see wildlife in eastern Cameroon. Come into the southwest. We used to have the Mount Cameroon, and we still have the Mount Cameroon race every February.
We still have that.
How many wildlife species do we see? No, but this one is called nature tourism because people come and climb the mountain. So it's part of the kind of wildlife things we do, but focus on nature.
Now, so, we are talking about tourism here. You made a statement behind camera. You say wildlife is a conservation bonus to stakeholders. Can you throw some more light about that?
Yes, it's a conservation bonus. Because other incentives. And just because we've allowed wildlife to be there, people are coming from all over the world to come and view them and give you a lot more money. You just want to imagine the time when we begin to do habituation. Habituation is a process where humans come to see a gorilla.
Environment or ecosystem. And maybe that's why the younger generation, they are completely out of place. Because if you ask them now about wild, like they'll be like, I've seen it in movies. There is that passion is not there because maybe nobody has actually preached the gospel to them.
It's the way we have designed our curricula in our schools. If the curricula is reformed in such a way that the younger generations in senior schools, in high schools, universities find enough time to be in the wild, then they will definitely begin to grow a lot of motivation. And interest. And I think before the set-in of the crisis, we at ERUDEV had set up a conservation experience for high school students. Conservation experience means we were taking a group of students into the forest for 2 weeks, 3 weeks to study wildlife in their nature. And I want to guarantee you that quite a good number of them had grown up through the process, become specialists. Quite a good number of them also have PhDs today in wildlife. And I think to increase their interest, their age, to become part and parcel of this conservation industry, we need to take them out to the field. I know a couple of students in a couple of universities take their students to the zoo in Limbe, but the zoo in Limbe is not in situ. The life of animals in zoos completely different from the life of animals in the wild. You derive as excitement. Just imagine when you see a chimpanzee approaching you and you have to kneel down and raise up your hands and to tell the chimpanzee, hey, please, I surrender. You are my brother. Yeah. You can't find that in the zoo.
It's really funny. I watched a video on social media where actually a park, and some parents came with their kids to watch this chimpanzee. The chimpanzee was like in small water, and the baby mistakenly fall in that water. I was like, everybody was like, what is the chimpanzee going to do with this baby? And the chimpanzee was pulling the baby around the streams. I was like, what could be going on in his mind? Is he playing with this baby, or he actually knows that? Because he wasn't harming the child, but he was taking the child around, and people were just shouting. He was just running around. So at that point in time, what could be going in the psychology of that animal?
Yeah, I think don't forget that chimpanzees are our closest human relatives. They have 98% of the chromosomes that we have.
Wow.
It's just a difference of 2%. While gorillas have 96% of the chromosomes that we have. So it means they're very close to us in terms of behavior. And they know exactly what is happening. Yeah.
Wow. Now, we are looking about the zoos and tourism and parks and all that. Why do you think zoo or park important to the wild? Because we know that the wild should belong to the...
and so they spend time, and the zoo specialists now have been trying to view one gorilla in the mountain gorilla in the Virunga Mountains costs $500 for 1 hour. Not more than 1 hour.
Okay, you're just there, you
take you there, you see the gorilla, and then you pay in $500. $500 is around 300,000. Hundreds and hundreds of people, 30% or more of the foreign trade of these East African countries is derived from tourism, wildlife tourism. So we have the opportunity in Cameroon to do it, because from the north to the east of Cameroon to the southwest, we have a lot of wonderful opportunities that we simply need to take care of them. And young people can become part and parcel of this process and gain jobs.
Wow.
Yes.
So if I'm going to come a little deeper, maybe investigative of your BLM wildlife project. Now you said that the donor wants to know how many. Okay, not donor. You say want to know how many gorillas are left in the forest, how many chimpanzees. Now, when you do those research and those findings, how does it actually benefit the animals, and how can young people contribute into such an adventure?
Is now called conservation management.
Okay.
Because we want to make sure that these animals are not exploited and killed permanently. And so we recently, for instance, made call for applications.
Okay.
To recruit young people, young graduates, to join us in the field.
In the field.
Yeah. Okay. So we should train them.
I think that's an applaudable initiative. That's wow. Okay.
We are training them. A lot of wonderful opportunities and they're currently in the field, and many more such opportunities are going to come up. We are going to start our work in Upper Bayang subdivision. Okay. And then we need young people from that part of my division to join us, for us to conduct.
Okay, Upper Bayang, does it mean they also have some good
corridor area that links the gorillas from the BLM into Takamanda National Park. Okay. And so I think the young people have opportunities, and these opportunities are being provided through Aerodev. The Aerodev University
Institute. The mother, Aerodev, yes. Not the Aerodev University Institute.
The Aerodev University Institute is a training ground for those people who have no experience, no expertise, and they want to understand how to get engaged, how to grow through the process, etc. And we are there, and I think we are the only institution that provides a comprehensive training in biodiversity management.
Exactly.
Comprehensive. Not components. Yes.
And I want to ask this because I know that some students of Aerodev University Institute are actually part of the team that are presently in BLM. Now, what are they going to do at this stage? What is expected of them at the end of the day?
At the end of the day, you need to have the experience on how to manage a wildlife project.
Oh, wow.
You have the experience on how, if you want to specialize in ecotourism, wildlife tourism, you also collect data, because to be able to manage, you need information. Okay. And part of the
research,
what they are doing in the field is collecting data, information on how these animals are living in the wild. The socioecology of gorillas, socioecology of chimpanzees, socioecology of other species of wildlife. They need to know how they live, where they live, and how is the impact of the human beings on this species. Okay. We need all this information, because in order to design relevant management actions that will be able to save the animal.
Wow, it sounds like a movie, but it sounds like a movie, but it's real, because we hardly really see the reality on ground. We hardly really see people talking about animals in the wild just like that. Some of us read more about it in the Bible. Some of us watch it in a movie, but it's really hard to really see it on ground. But it's like the university, Eredov University Institute is one of those universities that you don't only hear these things in class. You are opportune to get engaged in the forest and experience the wild.
Yes, that is our role. I have been interacting. I've been engaging with a lot of students from almost all of Cameroon universities, and none of them has had the experience to live wildlife in nature. They live wildlife in notebooks, in textbooks, in classrooms, in films,
opportunity.
In the zoo in Limbe. The highest they may go is even to go to Limbe Zoo. No, here we live wildlife in nature. You live with them, you move with them, and you are able to understand them. If you don't do this, you cannot manage wildlife.
Wow. We have reactions from Tamatun Robinson Nongwo. He says, "Great one, there are more grace. Special greetings from Bambalang, the land of abundance." All right, so thank you so much for watching. And of course, feel free to send us your reactions. The show is live on HiTV page and live on HiTV. We are actually talking about wildlife adventure. Now, sir, I want to dive now into, because my worry, my focus is tourism, and see how young people can integrate into the ecotourism and all that. Now, if, for example, your institution and somebody falls in love with such a wonderful wildlife, maybe say program, I want to be part of it. I want to enjoy the complete, because we understand that now youths are their minds are very open. If I study this thing, what do I gain? What does this thing take me to? I want to study wildlife, or I want to be into the tourism system. What is the journey like? And how does the future look? How would the future look like to such a young person or a student?
The future for those who are specialized in wildlife is always great. For those who are specialized in conservation, it's always great. There's a lot of demand for specialists in conservation. Wow. But we don't have those specialists. We have a lot of people who graduate from different universities in this country, but yet they are not specialists in wildlife. They are not specialists in conservation. You may even find schools that say that they're graduating masters people in wildlife, but practically they are just there.
Yeah, I said that tells me why I don't know. I saw something online. The government was seeking for students who are willing to take programs on wildlife and forestry. It means that there's really a gap to be filled.
Yeah, we basically have quite a number of universities now in the country that are providing training in, let me call it the broad-based level of conservation. Okay. But again, all of this ends on the notebook, on the textbook. And you hardly find students who have moved into the wild to spend months and months and months to study wildlife. But here we are offering at Eredov University Institute, we are offering a 1-year specialized internship.
So where did you go to that 1 year? What you do? What will you be doing?
You visit our living laboratories. Our living laboratories at the national parks, at the protected areas, at nature reserves. where you have the opportunity to study one or several different species of wildlife of your choice. And so you cannot be a specialist, especially if you want to the channel. If you want to do that, such kind of high specialization, you must have a better mastery of the protected areas, the wildlife areas where these animals are found. And of course, it's our programs are just like any other programs where you spend 3-4 years, 5 years master's degree. So starting from the level of advanced level, if you want to get a master degree, you're going to spend 6 years. You want to have a PhD, you're going to spend 9 years, 10 years, depending on the program.
On the program. So advanced level, how many years are you going to spend for those who maybe make it for their GCE?
If you want to do a degree, it's 4 years.
Okay.
Yes, plus 2 years masters. And if you simply want to remain a technician are those who are not conceiving. Technician are those who are not yet ready to move to the line of research. Then you spend either 2 years or you spend 3 years to come out with a national diploma or a senior diploma called HND, and then spend 4 years to graduate as a junior research assistant.
Wow.
And then by the time you spend 6 years, you become now a junior researcher. So we have the opportunity to train all these levels of people.
Wow.
And of course, if you are doing a PhD, you are welcome to join our research team, and we're going to build your capacity to become a full-fledged researcher.
Wow, that it sounds amazing.